Hi folks, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to do a brief comparison of these two robotic dogs that have come out for Christmas 2023. The Wowwee Mintid Dog E and Educational Insights Pyxel, a coder's best friend. Dog E is currently reduced by 25% on Amazon.com and is available for $59.99, while Pyxel is also currently reduced on Amazon.com by 30% and is currently for sale for $87.98. If after watching this video you decide to purchase either of these dogs, I will be much obliged if you use the link in the description below, as it helps the channel. Both dogs have a built-in rechargeable battery, though I would say Dog E's battery is higher capacity than Pyxel. They both have a microphone, they both have touch sensors on the head. Dog E also has touch sensors on the side of the body, and Dog E also has a press button nose and a switch in one of the ears for entering different kinds of games. It also has a sensor behind the nose for detecting a magnet. There's a magnet in its pull toy, so when you put the bone pull toy on its nose, it will know it's there and go into a mode for playing with its toy. And Pyxel has an infrared sensor in its nose for detecting objects. The main feature of Dog E is that you can mint a certain personality and then remint the dog to have a different personality, and seemingly do that hundreds of times. The main feature of Pyxel is that it is a coding robot, so you're able to use the dog to learn to write code and to execute that code. But apart from these main features, the dogs also have some other ways to play with them. Pyxel has a remote control mode and Dog E has a similar command mode. I've done a lot of videos on these two dogs, but I never actually covered remote control mode in Pyxel. So in this video, I've decided to put Dog E in command mode and Pyxel in remote control mode and see how they compare. So we've got Dog E and Pyxel both in remote control mode. It's called command mode in the case of Dog E.
Okay.
I'll just show you what Paul's got on his phone on the Dog E app. And this is what I've got on my iPad. This is actually on the internet. It's a web page. You get like a local connection. You don't have an app with Pyxel.
That's right, yeah. You connect to it through a browser then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we'll do first is we'll try and make both the dogs go forward.
Okay.
I think that's forward for mine. Ooh, he's going a bit.
Oh, Doggy's doing well there.
Yeah, Dog E moves a lot quicker. I'll just move them further back in the room first to do the next bit. Okay, what we're going to try and do now is we're going to try and get our dogs to move one of the balls.
Right, okay.
Now, it doesn't matter, you can choose any ball, yeah?
I'll go for the little pink one on the right-hand side then.
The one closest to Dog E.
The one closest to
Yeah,
Doggy.
and I'll go to the small one that's closest to Pyxel. Okay, on your marks, get set, go.
No, can I only go forward?
I think you can, yes.
And I'm stuck on the rug. Oh, you beat me. So Doggy's stuck on the rug with that bouncing sort of gait he's got. He's stuck, and I can only go forward anyway. So I'm gonna make him howl. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put them back, right?
Yep.
And we'll swap now so you can see what it's like controlling Pyxel.
Okay.
And I'll see what it's like controlling Doggy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Ready, steady, go. Oh. No, I still can't get Doggy to go over a corner of the sofa. I didn't realise he had a Oh, you know, Pyxel's good at getting over the edge of a rug.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Well done, Pyxel.
Yeah. So I'll keep them both on the rug, seeing as
Doggy's got a problem.
yeah, he can't get over the edge of the rug. So Doggy just disconnected there. I had to go and start him up again.
But I'm connected again, so that's okay.
Yeah, but that again, Pyxel was better there because he doesn't disconnect as quick.
Yeah.
So we'll try them with a few tricks. I'll do chase tail for Pyxel.
Right, and I'll do wagtail for Doggy. And I'm making Doggy wag his tail slower than normal. And I'm going to make him bark as well. Oh, look at that, he lifts his head up when I make him bark. That's good.
Well, that wasn't very good for chase tail for Pyxel. Oh, there was a lag.
Ah,
There was a lag. Right. So there was a lag there, but we've not had any lags with Doggy. We've had it very responsive, haven't we?
That's right.
So that's a point for Doggy there.
Doggy wags his tail by himself a lot of the time. I suppose that's because he's trying to show you something on his tail, the message.
Yeah. But you know when you get him to wag through the app, because he doesn't make a noise, his
Like
tail's
now.
a lot quieter.
Yeah, I'm making him wag through the app now, and so you know it's a different wag.
Right. I'll tell you what. I'll turn them round so we can see both the tails, and we'll make them both wag.
Okay.
You're going to make Doggy wag,
Yeah, I'm making him wag now.
and I'm going to make Pyxel wag. Oh wow! Look at that tail go.
It's more like a rabbit. Gosh, Pyxel's so much smaller viewed from the back, isn't he?
Yeah, tiny. Look at that tail go.
He's a lot quieter as well.
Yeah. You can make Doggy bark, and I can. It just says sound on mine.
Okay, so I can make him bark, howl, sing, and toot, Doggy. So I'll go through all the sounds on Doggy, shall I? Bark,
Bark.
howl, sing. Something called toot. Oh
Breaking
dear.
wind.
Right, breaking wind. And now he's shot off. Oh, I see, right. He's shot forward, does he, when he breaks wind?
Okay, so I'll try sounds with Pyxel. That was a sound.
Oh, it's quiet, isn't he?
Very
Pyxel?
quiet. Again, I was finding that Pyxel was very delayed, and also it's very, very quiet. You can hardly hear it. I think Pyxel's actually powered down. So Pyxel powered down there. Point minus from Pyxel because I was playing with him and he's still powered down. I'll put Doggy on wag, so it's a quiet wag, and you try the sound on Pyxel. Yeah, it wasn't connected. So I had to reconnect Pyxel there, so that's a nuisance.
So I'm making a sound.
I just heard it made a sound there, but it was very, very quiet.
The mic's probably not picking it up from this distance. So Pyxel.
Well, I could hardly pick it up with my ears.
Pyxel sound is you've got to be really close on the floor, I think, playing with Pyxel to hear it.
Can hardly hear it. That is far too quiet. When we have another session, we'll see if we can get the volume any higher.
Okay.
We've also got expressions with Pyxel. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll try expressions. Oh, I think that's just the lights in his eyes. Yeah.
Now from this distance, it's not clear again, is it?
Yeah,
really?
it's like hardly worth doing that because you can hardly see them anyway. Yeah, that wasn't very good. And the last thing is lights.
Oh, there we go. We've got a blue light in his chest.
Oh, well, that's better. And press it again then.
Red.
Red.
So you get him to cycle through lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do find Doggy very irritated.
Well, what's irritating about Doggy is that really, really noisy tail. If you don't keep pressing wag so that he doesn't make the really loud wag, it's deafening.
I suppose a side-by-side comparison is a bit unfair, really, because Doggy does dominate in terms of his volume.
He does, but at the same time, it also shows like how annoying Doggy is.
Yeah.
Because of that really, really noisy tail.
And Pyxel is supposed to... He's done something by himself this time. He's just lifted his back leg, Pyxel. Pyxel is supposed to be a coding robot as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but they've both got remote control function.
Well,
that's
what we're doing, testing them together now, yeah. And,
yeah. The only other thing Pyxel does is sit. So try him sitting. Oh, that was nice. Mm-hmm. That was a nice sit. So that's everything that you can do
with Pyxel.
With Pyxel and remote control.
Yeah. I noticed there's a big stop button on Doggy's...
We've got some blue buttons on the side. Now, I think that you can make him stop doing that.
Oh, so that's why they group together, yeah.
So if we try wag tail and then press stop, he stops straight away.
Okay.
If you try bark and press stop, he stops straight away. If you press move head and press stop, he stops straight away. So that's it for remote control. I'm going to power the two dogs down and then we can just talk about how we think they performed and how they compare with one another.
Yeah.
So before we start discussing how they compared, while it's still fresh in my mind, for negative aspects, Doggy, the tail is horrendously loud.
It would soon get on your nerves, I think, as a parent.
Yeah, as a parent, if you're looking at this for a kid, you've got to really think, can I cope with that? And obviously, it's not really in remote control because it can only go forward, it can't go backward.
Yeah, this remote control idea is just like an added function to the toy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not that effective, really.
Yeah, not with Doggy. With Pyxel, the two big negatives were how quiet the speaker was. And I had a look in settings, and you can set a different language in settings, or you can look for the latest update, but you can't change the volume. Now when you code Pyxel, you can have the volume on low or on high.
Yeah.
But when you have Pyxel in remote control, the volume's set to low, and you can't change it, which seems a bit daft.
And it's too low. Yeah, it's a bit of an omission there by the makers. I think also the sounds that it makes and
not distinctive.
They're not very Doggy-like at all.
No, it's difficult to know what they're supposed to be.
And the expression in the eyes, the eyes are so sort of low resolution, just a few LEDs. It's hardly worth bothering with.
Another negative on the Pyxel was the lag. There was a big lag sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's got something to do with the fact that the device that you connect to it with interfaces via Wi-Fi, and the dog itself serves a web page up to the browser in your phone or your iPad, and I think that's got something to do with the lag.
Right.
They do that instead of using an app, and I don't think it works very well.
We'll just go into a little bit more detail about what Pyxel uses instead of an app in a few moments. But what I will say about Pyxel in remote control, apart from the low volume and apart from the icons in the eyes, you're not really being able to make them out, I didn't think Pyxel was too bad in remote control.
No, as a remote control toy, you can actually steer it forward, left and right, and it could go over lumps in the rug.
Yeah, the wheels are quite good for getting over sort of uneven.
Yeah, so that's a point to Pyxel, really, as a remote control toy. Although overall, I think the remote control function is not a great feature of either dog, but it is an additional thing to the other things that they do.
Yes. So as we showed in the video, this is the app for Dog E. And it's really comprehensive and it works really well.
Android device there.
And Pyxel doesn't use an app.
No, you've got a browser open there and you're accessing a web page that Pyxel serves up.
Yes.
You're connected to Pyxel's Wi-Fi with your iPad there.
Yes. So I said earlier in the video that it was on the internet, which is incorrect because it's not on the internet. It's held on the dog, isn't it?
Yeah, the web. You connect to the dog via the Wi-Fi instead of your router. So your device is connected not to your router's Wi-Fi, but to the Wi-Fi in Pyxel, and Pyxel's serving up a web page, and you're accessing it through your browser.
However, I did find big problems with this because my iPad wants to connect to our standard Wi-Fi, and so it keeps disconnecting from the local connection for Pyxel.
Yeah, it does introduce an extra degree of flakiness, because I think most devices, if they connect it to a Wi-Fi point and they realise there's no web access, they're a bit unhappy about it and they'll try and connect to another one, and you've really got to fiddle around with the settings to make it stable, and sometimes it's not really possible to make it stable.
And I found that was a massive drawback for actually using the Pyxel for coding.
Oh yeah, very big drawback, yeah.
In contrast, Dog-E uses an app, and the app is massively comprehensive. As I said at the beginning of this video, the main feature of Dog-E is that you can mint it and remint different personalities, and you can keep any 11 personalities at the same time. So that will mean it'll have a distinctive character, distinctive lights, and a distinctive voice, and it even has its own song. You can feed your dog using the app, check on your dog's care needs by looking at the meters, change the coloured lights on the dog, and you can access 6 games that you can play with the dog by using the app. I Bark Back, which uses the dog's microphone. Fortune Teller, where the dog will answer yes/no questions with its tail. Ultimate Nose Boop. Stay or Go. So when it's green, touch it. Code Breaker, where you touch various parts of the dog according to the key. And a similar game, Turbo Pet. And just about everything that is accessed through the app, you can access outside of the app with Dog-E. You can access all the games by using the nose button and the ear switch to get into games and select different games. You can feed Dog-E by pressing his nose button. You use a long press of the nose to mint the dog. The only thing you can do in the app that you can't do outside of the app is access command mode. You can also play with him with his bone toy when he asks for it. Oh, it goes on his nose. It's magnetic. You can play tug of war with his bone toy, and it makes him run forward. And the final main feature of Dog-E, which is a way of interacting with him outside of the app, is his POV tail. So he uses his tail to display icons to show you what he wants. So there he just said greetings. So now he's asking to be petted. That's supposed to be a sign showing a hand. And now that I've petted him, he's given me a heart sign. Now he's asking to be lifted up. I wouldn't say though that a lot of the icons are that clear. And the main problem with the tail is that it's so noisy.
So turning to Pyxel now, the main feature of Pyxel is that you can code it. And you work through 6 tutorials, basically 6 programs, written in Blockly and Python as a guide to writing your own programs. However, while I was working through these tutorials, I did run into several problems. When I ran this code from tutorial 2, the first time it worked fine.
So I tried sending it a second time and it didn't work. We'll try again anyway. Still not working. Okay, so it's the following day now and the dog's been working absolutely fine. So I'm going to try pressing 2 now and see if it will work. Yep, it's worked.
There doesn't seem to be anything to explain that inconsistency. I encountered another problem when running the code from tutorial 3, which was using the microphone. Clapping 2 times was supposed to start the dog running the program, but I couldn't get the dog to run the program until Paul had this idea.
How about tapping it with something twice?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's worked. Right, so what it seems to be is it's not picking up on the clap, and it's like you've got to clap loads of times before it'll pick it up.
It's pretty
Right.
bad, though, 'cause it's a loud clap.
Right, that's worked. That's really poor, isn't it?
Very poor sensitivity from the microphone, yeah.
The other 2 sensors, the touch sensor and the proximity sensor, worked fine. And when I ran the code from tutorial 6 using the proximity sensor for obstacle avoidance, I thought it worked really well. The main problem I had, though, as I mentioned earlier, was that my iPad will keep disconnecting from Pyxel's local network, and it seemed to want to keep connecting to my main Wi-Fi, which of course causes a lot of problems and frustration when you're trying to run code.
The final thing I would say is that you don't learn Python.
No, it's extraordinarily limited. When
All I learned, right, was if and counting range.
Yeah.
That was it. Mm-hmm. Now you can do that in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not learning Python.
No, so it's very misleading to say
Very
it's a toy
misleading.
that your child can learn Python on.
Yes. So you have your tutorials, and then once you've done your tutorials, you can go into the Blockly programming. Mm-hmm. Now you have got things all down the side, like listed under...
In the Blockly.
Yeah, in the Blockly actions, expressions,
yep. So
sensors.
Blockly.
So you can play around with
quite
that.
Quite comprehensive as a program.
Yeah, you can play around with that and you can do something different.
Mm.
When you go into the Python programming page after doing your tutorials, it's just a blank page. Mm-hmm. So how are you supposed to start doing your own stuff or learning further?
Yeah.
You do not learn Python.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So to conclude, I would say that Doggy does what it's supposed to do, but Pyxel doesn't really function as it's supposed to.
No, I would agree with that. I think that's the first summation of it.
And the one drawback with Doggy is that the tail is horrendously loud.
Yeah.
So folks, I hope you found that useful to some degree. Thanks for watching as always, and hope to see you next time.